How do you feel you've grown as people and as musicians since the last time you were on tour?
Yeah, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. 2019.
As people, well, there's been a lot that's happened. I guess we've all been. I don't know.
Well, you've been on more tours since we last toured, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a lot of work for other bands and stuff on tours, so I've definitely learned to appreciate the playing aspect of it, and sort of try not, apart from today excluded, try not to moan too much about like being on tour. But I think.
I mean, I guess we appreciate it more now because we've had the whole like COVID
and we've had the
thing,
lockdowns,
whole COVID. It feels like, yeah, when that was all happening, you weren't a musician anymore. Because like everything just stopped, and then so it's good to get going again for sure.
I guess I got a normal job since the last time we toured, and I guess now I appreciate that everyone's just doing a job.
Yeah.
You know, everyone. Not that I was ever like rude to anyone, but I guess you kind of feel like your job's more of a job or whatever. But now, you know, I know that it's just another day.
You've written a lot more music as well since.
Done some more music, but yeah, I don't know. It feels very much the same when we actually got down to load-ins and sound check and stuff. Kind of felt like nothing had changed that much, I guess.
You're bringing with you, this whole batch of new songs, though, from the third record.
Yeah.
How has performing them live kind of changed the way that you perceive them in any way? If so, over the past 4 dates now.
Well, we all agreed that one of them, that this is the first few shows that we've started playing the last song on the new album. We were all talking earlier and saying that that's like our favourite one to do now, which is good because with songs you get songs that are good and then ones that are good and also work really well live, because sometimes it doesn't even need to be like our best song for it to kind of be the best live thing. They're almost two different things now, like just sort of how they translate. Usually like the simpler things kind of translate better with us because we're not as like shredding. So I guess sometimes it's strange, but yeah, this one particular one on the new album we all kind of thought was the
kind of makes you like it more, doesn't it? As well.
Yeah. It's the same feeling as when you go see a band that you like and you've never really listened to a particular song, or you skip over a particular song on an album, but then they play it and then you really love it.
Yeah,
it's a bit like that.
True,
yeah. I mean, it's happening to us now where people are actually shouting some of the newer songs because it used to just be Jigsaw all the time. You just sort of sit there, your head down, like, well, we know we're not playing that, but.
And now we are.
And now we are. Look at us now.
Yeah.
But it's like someone was shouting 3 Mile Ditch the other night. And
and you looked happy to me. They were shouting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to hear the new ones being called.
Yeah. And there was
especially
one
when
that
it's
we
on
played,
the
though, wasn't there, that we didn't actually like. The opposite thing happened, right? Where it's really great on record and it didn't work live.
A couple of those have happened, I guess. Like I don't know.
Just the one track, wasn't it? We took out. But.
Yeah, it's really strange. They can be both just good recordings and good live things. Sometimes they're just worlds apart, like what works live and what doesn't, because I don't know, but I guess I've always kind of known that, but it's more apparent this time.
I mean, we started off that by talking about You Looked Happy to Me and the way that it's taken on this new role live. How would you compare the role that it plays in the record to the role that it plays in your live set? What are the kind of purposes that it serves in each, and how do they compare?
I feel maybe it blends in with the sound of the new album, but in context of like the new and the old stuff, it feels like a completely different band almost, because I don't think we have anything in that kind of like up-tempo swing thing. And I remember you were playing the chords in a sound check, and I was like, what's Mark playing over there?
It's also weird to see people moving to it in a different way.
Yeah.
They're kind of more of a dance than like just
around.
around.
And singing to it as well. I can't help but sing a bit of it, and then I looked up last night, this guy just singing it back, right? It was like, in a weird moment, I was like,
It's also a dynamic between us, I think, because we never really played it that many times together.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was mostly tracked in the studio, so we've never really had a chance to play it live. And it's good to feel what it's like with all four of us going for it.
Get on.
And it's interesting too on the album, you know, because it is kind of one of the darker moments, the way that you kind of round it off. And I was listening back to it today, and it is interesting to hear how it shifts, you know, from light and dark throughout. There are more affectionate moments perhaps than in some of your records previously. How did that balance of light and dark shift throughout the process of making it?
I suppose with the songs, like, I've always been into just sort of, you know, that dark sound, and I guess when you have like different, because, you know, on paper that one's a bit weird because it's like sort of I don't know, just sort of kind of like a swingy pop song, and then it kind of, if you just told someone about that song, and then it just is like, most of it is just like the same doom riff going on for like, you know, it sounds a bit strange, but
it's kind of weirdly uplifting too,
yeah. I think it's just strange because I think I definitely used to sort of deny that like we were like entertainers or performers or something, but from just kind of like being away from it because of COVID and everything for so long, like you realize, like, not in a big-headed way at all, but you know, not everyone is sort of, it's not as easy for everyone just to kind of go up and start trying to entertain people. I'm not saying that we do actually, you know, deliver, well, like entertain everyone, but I'm definitely finding it strange realizing that, you know, that's kind of what you're doing is sort of like someone would go and watch a film or something. You're kind of like,
it's a lot of pressure when you realise that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm used to just putting my head down and playing.
Yeah, but that's
actually
still a
we're doing
performance.
it.
That's part of it, you know.
But with like the sort of like light and dark shifts, I think that's kind of our thing live, isn't it? Like sort of you're getting kind of this atmosphere. It's not just kind of thrashing all the way through, and so I think the new ones are working live because of that. You know, that maybe the dynamics are getting a bit more like refined, or I don't know, but it's good.
It's interesting too, the element of finality that kind of comes with the album, in the way that it, you know, it has a very defined start point and a very defined end point, and it almost feels cyclical in some senses. How important would you say resolution is to you in your songwriting as a band?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, well, for me, it's sort of, you know, what kind of makes it the song, you know, that it sort of flows in a way where, you know, you know that it's drawing to an end, and it's, I guess that's just sort of like a subconscious thing that you do when you're trying to sort of make like a song that flows, but maybe just gotten a bit better at it. And like you were saying, with people kind of calling out the new ones, it is nice because for a while we felt like we were just stuck in this sort of like,
people just wanted the old stuff too much.
But it is really nice hearing people shout the new stuff, because I know for a while we were touring just knowing that we were there to do something that we were kind of a bit dissociated with now, you know, like it's not really like our thing anymore to just sort of try and repeat the past, and for a long time touring it was a little bit like that, you know, but playing like Digsaw, which is one ever like the fans used to shout and stuff, playing that now is good, because, you know, you can't sort of be too, you know, like sort of denying your sort of past stuff, and it means a lot to the people who like that song.
It's like you remember that people were paying money and you're the entertainer. You know? It's like, you know, Digsaw wasn't.
You got to give them what they want to a degree, but also need to move forward.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was sorry.
No, sorry, on you go. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it has been kind of bizarre, because like just sort of doing this different lifestyle for like the last sort of like 2.5 years or something, and then talking to people who speak about like our first album and stuff, like it being sort of like influencing them and stuff. That kind of hits me a lot harder now because, you know, life hasn't been kind of like rock and roll stuff for the last while. So
you've had the time in between it.
Yeah,
Like,
so that hits even harder now, knowing that, I don't know, that you. So yeah, I guess that's why like I personally kind of appreciate playing the older stuff now, because I guess you have to remember everyone's the same with their favorite kind of music. You know, you can respect like a band's kind of shift, but you know how you got into them is special, I guess.
It's fascinating what you were saying about the way that, you know, you when you were on stage maybe a couple of years ago, you were almost having to directly like address your past. You were kind of seeing it head on, and you felt slightly dissociated with some of the stuff that you had made previously. Is making music the part of your life in which you feel like you most have to address your past head on, or are there other areas in your life that you feel like you really come to heads with your past in that way?
Yeah, I mean, in like context of like the tour and stuff, playing like Summer Again or songs like that, it's a real sort of like quick sort of like, I don't know, like some kind of quick like trip to the past. It's really strange. It because sometimes things sound exactly the same. Like music, obviously, like vocally, maybe it's not as like shrill anymore, but like they're really strange doing some of the old ones. They are just like weird little trips to the past.
Like dredging up all of the things that you were writing about.
Lyrically as well, because it's the stuff that you would be writing about that's happening.
Yeah, it's been weird for that.
It's like playing Jigsaw always reminds me of the day we recorded the music video for Jigsaw. Just like out in that bit in the Yaxley. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like good and bad stuff though, right? It's not, it's not
no,
bad.
no, I don't mean bad at all.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Comes back to the light and the dark again.
Yeah, that's it. It's, not in a bad way at all. I mean, like we had a blast doing all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
mate.